Welcome back to another Inside Lansing. Today's guest is Saad Abbasy, trustee for the Fire Department and Economic Development for the Village of Lansing. Saad, thanks for being here on the show today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Neil. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Well, I want to start off right away with just talking about the role of trustee, if
Absolutely.
we can. What to you is, how would you view the role of trustee? I know it's kind of something that some people might view a little differently, so I'd be interested to hear what you think about it.
Sure. I think of the role of the trustee in a couple of different ways. First off, the trustees are the legislative body of the Village of Lansing. So we're the ones who are passing ordinances, which are the rules and the laws in the Village of Lansing. We're helping set policy in the Village of Lansing. We're kind of the fiduciaries of the Village of Lansing, meaning we're the ones ensuring financial responsibility within the village, approving the budget, reviewing expenditures, ensuring that things are tracking with what's been budgeted. So that's kind of one area. Probably the most important one you can think of is just being the legislative voice of the Village of Lansing. But equally important is we are the voice of the residents. And so we're listening to the residents, we're understanding their needs, their desires, their concerns, and trying to find a way to meet those needs, whether it's through legislative action or just connecting them with the appropriate department heads and departments in the village. So we view that very important as being a voice of our residents.
So being in the role of trustee, it's kind of, I wouldn't exactly say a thankless job, but it's kind of it's not exactly an easy job. You have to listen to the residents, look at your legislation, kind of balance those two. So I often think most people, they have a good reason why they want to serve. Mm-hmm. What was the reason why you wanted to serve as trustee in this town?
Great question, Neil. So I would say from a young age, I was taught how to serve. And the value of community service. So I could think back to my Boy Scout days here in Lansing and volunteering at, the 4th of July Fest or, doing different projects with my Boy Scout troop. And then even through my local church here in Lansing, doing like work trips and missions trips and things like that. So I grew up knowing that service was important and giving back to your community was valuable. And so as I kind of got planted here in Lansing in terms of having a house and being engaged with my community and understanding things that became important to me and my family in the community, I started to kind of have opinions. and I can be a pretty opinionated person. And so I said to myself, well, if I'm going to have these opinions and feel strongly about the things I'm seeing in my community, why sit back on those and just say them? Why not do something about it? And so that's when I got involved in local government. I spoke to our mayor at the time and said, hey, I want to get involved. And one of the ways that I started serving was on the Lansing's Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals. And so started serving there, kind of getting an idea of how local government works in terms of permits and variances, and eventually became the chairperson of that board. And then that kind of started my trajectory now of being a trustee. And I don't want to sit on the sidelines. I want to be involved. Mm-hmm. And so what greater way than being in a position of a trustee, because you really do have an impact on the day-to-day of our residents' lives.
So you are our trustee for Fire Department and Economic Development. Could you provide us with a few highlights from this year so far?
Yeah, sure. Let me just start with the Fire Department. I just want to say right off the bat, we have a great fire department, from the leadership down to the newest hire. Every single one of them, just high quality men and women. And so one of the things I love about our fire department right now is you see them in the community. So you're always seeing them at events. You're seeing them engage the community, whether it's smoke detector installations, car seat safety checks. Recently, my son and I went to their open house, at one of their stations, and just seeing them engage with the community. I love seeing that because, you know what? They are heroes, and kids love interacting with the heroes of their community. And so I love seeing that. But exciting stuff in our fire department. We just had a new ambulance put into service in October. It's great seeing the reinvestment into our fire department. And then I just think recently we had some great promotions within the department, specifically Randall Wright becoming a deputy chief. That's always exciting to see promotions happening and also promotions from within the department. As I think about economic development, boy, there's a lot of exciting things going on. I mean, growing up here, seeing how things have evolved over time, it's really exciting to see kind of like Torrance Avenue. We're seeing some of the fruits of some of the decisions that were made years past starting to come to life. And so I just think of even now, the Kia dealership that's going to be starting to open up here soon, and the work that's being done there. And some people might not get too excited about a car dealership, but as a trustee, I get really excited about that because that draws people to our community to shop here. And there's a lot of great sales tax revenue that happens through car sales. But then as we even move further south on Torrance Avenue, I'm excited to see what happens where the former Pioneer Motel was, just envisioning what potential economic development is going to take place there. And as you've seen on Torrance Avenue already, big national name brands are desiring to be on Torrance Avenue. You think about the Chick-fil-A and Starbucks and Chipotle. It's a great time to be on Torrance. But then again, we can't forget about the other parts of town. And you think about downtown Lansing and Ridge Road. I think about the old DeYoung Furniture spot. And even at our last board meeting, we had an exciting presentation about potential development there of a possible restaurant. And what really got me excited about that one is longtime Lansing residents are going to remember the name Pappy Zeros. And the owners of that business are looking to come back to our community and operate potentially a restaurant in that building. So again, we're still talking about it, but people wanting to be in Lansing right now because they see the momentum happening of other businesses coming. And so I'm excited to look forward a couple years down the road, and even the decisions that are being made today, seeing those happen in the next year, next 2 years, businesses opening up.
You did mention, you were talking about economic development, and it's great to see the fruits of labor from decisions that are made in your past.
Yeah.
I know from my point of view, it would be difficult for me in that role to just have to see something take so long to come to fruition. How do you deal with that? Is that something that you're okay with? Is it something that kind of, you feel some sort of boy, I wish this could be quicker or done faster?
Yeah, I mean, government's slow at times.
Yeah.
It really is. People don't realize necessarily about local government is that we're not realtors. We're not property owners that are renting out necessarily, but we are involved in helping find partners for open spaces and offering incentives where incentives are needed to draw business in. So it's a combination of the village being active in pursuing business, but having available units for businesses to come in, having the proper incentives at the right time to offer them. We're in a great spot though now. I think about our administrator, Dan Podgorski. He's been in this position now for quite a few years, since 2017. And so it's almost like as we're making new decisions for things that are going to be happening a year or two down the road, we're starting to see though things being completed from years past. And so we're in a good spot where we're still seeing progress being made while we're planning ahead for the future as well. And so we're in a really good spot as a village. And I'm excited about the future.
You're a senior compliance analyst,
Yeah.
is your position, your job.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. So I was wondering, maybe you could give us some insight. I'm sure a lot of other people here don't know exactly what that is. And maybe talk a little bit, does it help with you in your role as trustee?
That's a great question, Neil. So my job, I am a senior compliance analyst. My role is a regulator in the financial industry. So as part of that, I'm a certified fraud examiner. So as part of my work, I have to be naturally skeptical.
Yeah.
When you're investigating fraud or you're looking for things that don't add up, you've got to create we call it professional skepticism. I think as my role of trustee, that really is beneficial because when I'm getting my packets and I'm looking at proposals, I tend to not take things at face value. I usually like to look a layer deeper and to ask the questions. And so I would say my professional experience has helped as my role of trustee because I'm naturally always going to be asking those difficult questions. And not that I'm going to be against any proposals, but it's good to test them and to make sure, hey, have we thought through all of the implications of whatever the proposal is? Are we thinking through how it's going to impact us 3-4 years down the road? Are we looking at all the right vendors at all the right time? And I'm thankful to say for the most part, absolutely. But it's good just to have a skeptical eye and an eye towards poking and prodding, it kind of gives me confidence that our administration is doing a great job of pursuing the right business deals, the right work as it comes to our infrastructure and things like that. But being able to ask those questions also lets people know that, hey, we've got a trustee that cares, and we have a trustee that's digging deeper. And a lot of our trustees, most of them, actually I'll say all of them, are doing that work as well.
So I know we could talk all day about trustee and village stuff, but I want to find out a little bit about you.
Yeah.
Saad, what do you do in your free time?
So I love being a dad. So I'm married to my wife, Lindsay. We've been married for going on 16 years. I've got three children. Yeah,
That's
thanks.
great.
Got 3 children, Isabel, Joseph, and Olivia. I love being a dad. So whether that's, driving them to activities, coaching my son's baseball team, just spending time with them outside. I love being a dad. Personally, I love to golf. I love getting out to the golf course, being in nature, and just having quiet time and doing that. I'm a big ice fisherman. I love ice fishing.
Really?
That's something that people hear and they go, "Wait, you want to go on the ice and fish?" There's something unique about it. I've been doing it for about 5-6 years now and enjoy it every year. But yeah, I would say I'm a family guy. Spending Sundays with my entire family, my mom, my siblings, and all that. Family is very important to me.
You've been here for trustee for quite some time now.
Yeah, 2019 is when I was first elected, and I was reelected in 2023. And so my term will go until 2027.
So over that time period, we got that's 6 years now,
Yeah,
roughly?
Yeah.
Do you have in your mind the most rewarding initiative or anything that you've done during this time that just sticks out as like, this was the best, this maybe not the best I've had, but just something that sticks out in your mind as a great experience you've had as trustee?
Wow, that's a tough question.
It's a
Yeah,
tough
that's
question.
a tough
It is a tough question. So feel free to, you could even give me your top 3 exciting things as opposed to best.
There's dorky things that are
not
dorky, but
dorky's
there's,
fine.
there's things that are
Dorky's
like
good. We accept dorky here.
Seeing a community get new streets, right? It's
Yeah.
like something like that. It's like, hey, that's exciting. Or seeing a new business come to town and open and thrive, like that's exciting. Or seeing Fox Point like full on a Wednesday night, those things are exciting, and we have a hand in all of those things. Or seeing an employee get hired that thrives and does well. I'll highlight one though that's coming up that I'm probably maybe most excited about. So I had a resident contact me about a year ago, and they were interested in this program. It's called Project Lifesaver. And Project Lifesaver, what it's meant to do is it allows our fire department or first responders tools and resources to put tracking or radio communication devices on, whether it's seniors or who might have dementia, or children who might have autism, who are likely to kind of run from home. It gives them a tool to be able to better track them and locate them. And so a resident kind of contacted me and said, "Hey, our daughter has this has autism. She tends to sometimes wander off, and we've learned about this program. Would Lansing consider doing it?" And I presented it to Chief Coinga in our fire department, and credit to him, he was like, "This is a great idea," and got our department signed up, has gotten the training for it, and we're one of the first Illinois communities to join with Project Lifesaver, and especially in the Illinois, our local South Cook County region. I believe we're the only one that's going to be participating, but I think there's some towns in Indiana that are participating. But essentially, you think about a child or a person with dementia who gets away. Those first few minutes, those first few hours are vital to locating them. And so to give our departments a tool and a resource to be able to locate an individual within those first few hours, I'm really excited to see that implemented. And I know our fire department's going to be getting information about that out in the next 6 months or so. So that's an example of, hey, a resident reached out with an idea, being able to turn it over to the right department, and seeing our employees take it, own it, get excited about it as a service to our residents. That's one that I'm going to look back at and say, hey, being a trustee, it was worth it for like something like that.
That is like the dream idea
Yeah.
for a trustee, is that you have something that's helping out the community
Yeah.
directly. Wonderful. That sounds like a wonderful service. Something
Absolutely.
that it's like, how is it not already here with
Yeah.
everything? You know, like,
Absolutely.
we need things like this to help those types of residents who are more vulnerable.
Absolutely.
And like you said, with the first few hours, that's going to be crucial. So I think that's perfect. That's perfect. As a trustee, I would be proud. I would be proud
Absolutely.
if I was trustee and I was in that position to be able to help the community that way. And again, see our staff, see our residents get excited about it. Being in a role of position of trustee, you know, takes a real like kind of a leadership position to a degree. Do you have any advice for young people out there who are looking to, maybe it doesn't necessarily be government, but do you have any advice on leadership for them?
Start somewhere. Just get involved.
Yeah.
You know, I started at a young age, you know, with scouts and different things and just exploring different leadership positions. And so it doesn't have to be the biggest and the best. It starts somewhere and see if it's something you like. And if it's something you like, don't be afraid to just take a step of faith and just say, hey, how can I get involved? Reach out to me. I'd love to see if there's a way to get you involved in local government, even if it's just exploring and shadowing. But I would just say, don't wait for the perfect opportunity to be presented to you. Just start somewhere. Yeah. And it could be the smallest like role, but it's still a very rewarding experience to serve and to lead and to be a person that people can count on.
I absolutely love that answer. The idea just start somewhere.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize that, but that's probably the key, is you just got to start moving towards something.
Absolutely.
We're reaching the end of our interview here today, so I just have one more question for you. Since we are here, we got the cameras on, everybody's watching. Do you have one message you'd like to give to the residents of Lansing?
It's a great time to be a Lansing resident. We're seeing great growth in our economic development. Our community's strong, it's united. Engage. Engage. And so find a way to participate in our community, because each one of us makes Lansing better. So whether that's just showing up to an event at Fox Point, or it's showing up to you know, having your door open for trick-or-treating, or showing up to a local government meeting, or shopping at our shops in town, engage. Get to know your neighbor. You know, meet someone that you haven't met before, and make them feel welcome into our community. It's a place, I've been here almost my whole life. My family's been here for quite a few years. It's a great community, and engage with it and get to know it more.
Great. Another great answer to finally end the show on. So again, Saad, we're at the end here, so I just want to thank you again for being on the show, and we
Thanks for
look forward
having
to
me.
having you again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure. And, you know, again, to the residents, hey, reach out, contact us. Our information's on the village website, how you can reach us, and we want to be your voice.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Inside Lansing.